Hello. Hello. Happy Thursday. Yeah. My days are not what they used to be. Um, I hope that you guys are doing well. Thank you for being patient with me. Um, who we got here? We got Denise, we got Eleanor, Dawn, Kim, Amy. Thank you guys so much for popping in. I know this was kind of like a impromptu kind of situation. Um, because I wasn't my weeks are not right now. So sorry, coffee. Um my father-in-law's 70th birthday was Tuesday. Hi Tanya, welcome. Hi Sue. Um So my father-in-law's 70th birthday was on Tuesday, but my mother-in-law is throwing him like an actual big party on August 8th. So I have a card that I need to make for him. And I thought that this would be a really good way for us to kind of visit ways to create a card that is universal. You can use it for anything. You can adjust it for any theme with just a couple of little supplies. And I have, thank you, Amy. And Yvonne's there and Nicole. I thought that this would be because lately I've really been, and I was this way in the beginning of my crafting, and I'm kind of coming back around to it. You guys have probably noticed with my videos that I enjoy stretching what I have. And so I enjoy getting the most out of the things that I invest in. Because let's face it, this hobby is an investment. And so I really wanted to show kind of like a way to do like some universal birthday cards that you can use for anyone. Mom, dad, uncle, boy, girl, like whatever theme you got going on, I think we can adjust these to make them work. So I'm going to take me down. What show is that from? I think it's that 70s show, actually, when they're all in the circle. That's not happening here. Just to be clear. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm still down here. So these are what I have kind of pulled out. The two stars of the show here are going to be these party balloons. Erin, hi. And then the birthday candles. So we're going to be using those. And then the other ones that I have picked out, this is the sentiment. It's the happy birthday die with the shadow. And then I know you're going to think I'm a little crazy, but just hang tight. I didn't even see Brandon sneak in here. Hi, Brandon. The snowy hills. I know that it doesn't look like a thing that we would use, but I have an idea for it. So remember, it's about stretching our supplies. And then I have the scallop borders too. So just so we can kind of like switch up the look and see what our options are. So let's get into the die cutting and see what we're working with. So one of my cards, because I do need I do need it for this birthday party. It needs to be in a like blue, black, silver. That's kind of the color theme that my mother-in-law has picked. So my original idea is, let me find. So since I have been traveling so much, I've been traveling a lot in July. And actually, Erin, so funny that you popped in here because I was thinking of you because I was in Knoxville. And I was like, how close is this to Erin? But actually, it's like 3 hours away, girl. So I didn't even reach out. Because you're closer to Nashville than you are to Knoxville. So I was like, no, I'm not going to be able to see Erin on this trip. But anyway, since we've been traveling so much, I have been making in the interim. This is not a full size. I have been making like while I'm home, but I don't always get a chance to edit them and post them. So I have like a backlog of different things that hi Mari. I am, girl. I'm telling you. I don't know if you saw my video where I posted my nephew's white coat ceremony. But I talked about like how my travel anxiety has gotten so much better. And honestly, I think it's because I've gotten my thyroid under control. Because I didn't know that I had hypothyroidism. I didn't know that I had Hashimoto's. And that really affects your brain's ability to produce dopamine and serotonin, which skyrockets anxiety. So mine has gotten so much better. We've traveled twice this month. And when I was traveling before, I used to have to take like a whole pill, a full on one just to even get on the highway. And this time I traveled the whole 7 hours to Tennessee on a half, and I was good to go. I was super proud of myself. So anywho, there's a whole video about that on my channel if you want to hear more about that. I'm not going to bore you with it. So my idea here is to do a couple of like landscape situations, like do a couple of landscape cards with now what I do with them, like with the candles across. I did watch the card making. You made such a vastly different card than what the die was originally. Yeah, it was. I was really happy with the way that came out. So I thought that it would be fun to do like some candles across, and then maybe add some balloons or do some balloons, kind of mix it up, so that we can fit the theme. Hi, Jennifer. I watched that video and don't remember that. You watched the video and you don't remember? Do you like the Spellbinders track trimmer? Mari, I do like it. And let me tell you why, girl. So not only does it have like the little arm that you can pop it off, that arm like locks in, so it doesn't swing out unless you really pull on it. But then I like it because it has the cutting blade, but then it's got a scoring blade. And then they both just live here, and I don't have to have a separate scoreboard. Like, it fits both of my needs. So I really do like it a lot. I need something for crossing the big bridges. Girl, I had a problem with bridges too. And I was up. I was looking around over the bridges. It was so much better. Brandon, the part about your traveling style getting better. Really? Maybe it was, I could have swore it was the one. Maybe it was the one before that. I don't know. I'm telling you, in the last 2 videos I talked about it. Maybe you missed the other one. The other one was a stencil where we talked about color palettes. Did you watch that one? Does that ring a bell? All right, let's get die cutting. Where I'm doing all this chit-chatting because I love you guys, but we gotta get die cutting. I'm later in the day than I normally am. All right, so I'm going to, where is my specialty cardstock? It is Spellbinders. All right, hold on. I gotta get on. I have to like literally get on my floor so that I can look for what I'm looking for. Because I do have a couple of different options. Here it is. Okay. I don't know what I did with the silver, though. I don't think it's further down here. Did I? Can you even hear me? I'm talking loudly, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. It might be. All right, so here is. I've been thinking about getting it. Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Hey, Denise, before you know it, there will be toll bridge here in Portland. Boo. I might have missed the video, but I do watch. Although right now I'm coloring with colored pencil. It's fair. Okay, so these are, I don't know if you've seen these. These are from Spellbinders, and they're called a treasured cardstock pack. And the packs have multiple different specialty cardstocks in them, and I really, really love them. So this is the Onyx one. This has a glitter metallic, like a coarse glitter metallic. That's the one that you see right up here. Then it has a matte metallic, a brushed metallic, which is very subtle, a mirror metallic, and a pearl metallic. And they come in a bunch of different colors. And they're fantastic because then you don't have to invest in, like usually when we're using specialty cardstock, we're not using a ton of it. So, you don't have to invest in a huge amount. You can just get the one. And I really, really like that. So there's also a silver, but I don't know what I did with that. Could I be any more disorganized? Probably not. So I'm going to use the black, but I do want to use this. I do want to use the colors, which is like a royal blue, and your girl ain't got no royal blue. So I'm going to make my royal blue. But I got to figure out which one I want. I think I'm going to do this glittery one. And you know what? I think I actually might have a piece cut. Let me look. Let me look. Back down here. This is not the same thing, I don't think. Oh, here. See, I knew I had some. Forgive me. I must just have 2 packs, which doesn't really surprise me because with the white ones, I always buy a lot. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do because I do want to change the color. You could ink blend this and add color over top of it, but it probably wouldn't get in all the little nooks and crannies. So we're not going to do that. What we are going to do is use alcohol ink. Or you can use a re-inker and let it dry. It's going to, see, it has a backer, but it's going to saturate in there. I am going to use alcohol ink because the alcohol ink evaporates really quickly. So I'm just going to grab a refill that's royal blue, and I'm going to put that down so that I can die cut my things out of it. Remember, we're all about stretching our supplies. Yeah. Oh, look at perfect. I grabbed B28 and its actual Copa color is royal blue. So that is lovely. Okay. So I'm just going to we'll see how it spreads. Maybe I need to add some alcohol to help it move. Like, am I treating it like Yupo paper? Let's see. Let's grab some alcohol and we'll grab a little puffer guy and see if we can get it to move some. So this is just isopropyl alcohol. I don't want to set that there. I don't want to block your... Oh, hey. Yeah, this is working. And you can still see the glitters. We just got to get it so it's not quite so concentrated. This was one of the things that was huge when I was first starting out crafting. I had such a small crafting budget, just due to the situation that I was in. I had such a small crafting budget. And so this looks like it's not going to be even, which will bother some people. So let's see what we can do to make it more even. I wonder if I get this down as like a base. Like clearly I have more alcohol over here and less over here. Let's see if I can make this. I like it actually a little bit lighter because you can see the glitters better. So let me try. Oh, you know what? Do you, when back in the day when alcohol inks first became a thing out here in the craft world, we had the pouncers. Do you remember this? This is not. Oh wait, there is one in there. Hold on. Like these little guys. Maybe I can pounce it to be more even. Do I still have a square? I don't even know. Do I still have a square one? I still have a round one, and that'll get the job done. Oh yeah, so this is better because then I can kind of move it around. Oh yeah. Okay, we do like that. We do like that better. This does give a more, and then I don't know if you can tell, like it is still glittery. Like we're not taking off any of the metallic. Okay, and I don't really think I should need much more than this kind of area because we're just die cutting some candles and some balloons. But I do like that we can make it ourselves. And really, it just went through kind of around the edges. I am going to just set this aside to let this dry. Look how pretty that is. I love making my own stuff. Like, I'm not going to lie. If I can customize it, girl, I'm going to do it. I am going to do it. So pretty. Okay. So now let me set this to the side. Cap up my alcohol. Because what did we do in the last one? Hi, Julie. In the last one, we made our own embossing powder. We're doing the most, you guys. We really are. We're doing the most. Okay. I have not refilled my water bottle, and I've also not wet my washcloth because I am in no way prepared whatsoever anytime that I do a live stream. Hi, Mary. This is your first time watching live? Oh, well, I hope you enjoy it. I'm doing a little refill situation right here. This is normally my bottle that I keep on the desk to fill my cuppies. Speaking of, I just realized that I have no cuppies because my daughter was like, I'll wash these, and then they were never seen again. All right. So anyway, this should come up. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So now I'm also going to get some just regular colored cardstock to match. The ribbon I bought will allow me to customize my ribbon to whichever thing I'm making. Love that. Okay. Now you know we're getting serious about crafting because like the hair has got to go up. We've got to get the hair up out of our faces. We mean business. Okay. Dawn, if you don't want to have to go back and watch hi Diane, if you don't want to have to go back and watch the replay, I will eventually edit that down into a video. All right, this is Tide Blue. That is a little too blue. I'm looking for like the cosmic blue. Bam, there we go. And then I do have the black metallic down here. Yeah, I always bought. That's why, like, when people talk about, oh, what do I want here? I just did the chunky one. Oh, look at how pretty this one is. What is this? This is the matte. Oh, I love that. That's totally different kind of texture. I like that a lot. I think I'm going to use that one. So when I first started crafting in my first marriage, one of the things, I can't believe I'm going to tell this story. If you know me in real life, you may have heard the story, but like one of the things that went on in my household was my ex-husband and I didn't always see eye to eye on finances. And so when we first got married, we agreed to an allowance type situation. So out of each one of my paychecks, I was allowed $25. I got paid bi-weekly, so I would have $50 in the month to save up or to spend on anything extra that I wanted, which really was only craft things. But that included, because I'm old, like CDs or books or all of those things. And so what I would do is I would save up all of my dollars. And at the time, this was back in the day, obviously. This is just a regular black. The gold for the flames. And this is the silver. This is from the treasured cardstock, the silver one. This is the brushed silver. But anyway, so I would save up my dollars, and back then, it wasn't like it was now. Like, companies didn't have a hi Jana. Oh, girls, you are not kidding. You are not kidding. But back then, there weren't releases like every month like there are now. It was like pretty much I followed Hero Arts was the one that I spent the most of my dollars with. And they came out with a catalog in the fall and in the spring. So I would save up my pennies, and then I would buy 2 times a year. I would only buy 2 times a year. So I would save up my $50 a month until the fall, from whatever, like their spring catalog, I think came out in like March. That was like all the flowers. That was the one I loved so much. But so when that one would come out, I would, buy my stuff for, thing popped up on my screen. I would buy my stuff for the holidays, and then I would save up my money from like November until March, and then I would buy my stuff for spring and summer. So when I tell you guys that I got very good at stretching my stuff and that I totally understand what it is like to craft on a very strict budget, I am not lying to you. That is legitimate. Okay. So actually then eventually, once I started like working in the industry, we made the agreement that that the money that I was making from crafting, I could spend on crafting. And then I didn't have an allowance anymore. But if I didn't make the money, I couldn't spend the money. It was a time. It was a time. Hi, Della. One of my daughter's little friends at daycare, one of her favorite friends, her name is Della too. It's adorable. Okay, I can't get this back in. I'm not going to fight about it. Okay. All right, so now let's line up our things. I think I do want to do, like, I think I want one of them to have like a little, the monthly releases are overwhelming. I do, Denise, I do know a lot of people who feel that way. So like we could even do this kind of like at an angle and then add our things, or we can do kind of like the wavy lines and let the, hi Cynthia, I love the Hero Arts catalog. Marry me too. I will, like, that was really for me, that was like design goals. Like I desperately wanted to be on the Hero Arts design team. That's really, really, really what I was living for when I first started working in the industry. And then eventually I did get there, but it did take me longer. Like I had a girlfriend who we met online when she lived in Colorado and was a crafter. And then her family's actually from Akron, which is maybe 25 minutes from me. And so we ended up meeting in real life and totally hitting it off, becoming really good friends. We saw each other. I haven't seen her in a long time now. I actually think I haven't seen her with COVID and then my anxiety and stuff. I don't think I've seen her in person since, yeah, probably since my wedding. Oh, that makes me sad. I need to call Weta. I'm surprised. It's a really old-fashioned name. I'm surprised a young person has it. You know what? They actually, a lot of that is coming back, like where they're, picking kind of some older names. One of the girls that I was dispatched with for a long time, her granddaughter's name was Dorothy, which was my grandmother's name, and they called her Dottie, and it's adorable. And now she's my son's age, and they're in middle school together, and she's just Dottie. I look at the monthly releases and sigh. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's figure out what we're going to cut our candles and our balloons out of. Okay, so I do have, this is just regular white cardstock. It gets to be spendy. Yeah. I mean, I think that, looking at things and seeing like how many different ways can I use this is incredibly helpful. I know that I personally have been on, I just look at the releases and think what I can use that I already have. That's fair, Denise. That's a good idea. I do see both sides of it. I see how companies feel like, I think some of them feel like they don't have a choice, honestly. Because I've been in design meetings and things and heard those things said. So these are like extra, like little stripes or stars or things that you can put on them. I'm just going to cut the stripes, I think, because I don't love the fiddly bits. That's just me. All right. And then I'm also going to, I think I'm going to cut the regular balloon and the star because I feel like that's going to be the most neutral. Julie, I did get your message. I'm not ignoring you. Yesterday was just a busy day. Okay, so I'm going to do the star. I like the star with the stitching. And I'm going to keep them matchy-matchy, I think. And then we do have the strings. I'm trying to decide if I have the room to keep all my old Sizzix roll dies or if I have to sell them or donate them. Yeah, for a long, long time, I refused really to let anything go. It was really overwhelming for me. So once I came to terms with letting go of the things that I did not use, which for me was actually wonderful because then I'm able to do like the mystery boxes, which then they go to another home and somebody else can get more use out of them than I can, which really makes me happy because then they're not being wasted, Hero Works and Stampin' Up! Are the best catalogs. I was never a Stampin' Up! Girly. I know a lot of Stampin' Up! People, but I was never a Stampin' Up! Person. But I do know that for a lot of people, that was like the gateway into paper crafting was Stampin' Up! All right, so I'm just taping these down. These are all just white. Dropping my tape dispenser. Okay. Oh, you know what I just realized? I don't need this. This is the flame. I don't need that out of white. I do need that out of gold. So I'm going to cut them out of white so that I have options for kind of coloring them. And then I'm going to go through and cut them out of their coordinating, like all of our specialty cardstocks. So this one does have to go on gold though. It is the flame. that was another pretty pink posh card I did. It was the beehive. All right. So let's get the massive amount of stuff that I've donated and given away is crazy, but those roll dies were my first ones, and they can be used with chipboard, cloth, and thin balsa. Yeah, then I would, girl, if you can find a way to keep them, then I would. It sounds like they're super versatile. Oh, I can't reach it. Okay. Here we go. All right, I gotta find my, well, this has got trash in it, so let me get rid of that. You know how it be sometimes. My sister was here last night working on some stuff. And my desk is a disaster area. Like I can't even pretend like it's not. And I was like, girl, don't look over here. Nothing to see. Don't look over here. Okay. I also love their calendars. Did Stampin' Up! Have calendars? Is that what Mary, is that what you're talking about? Oh, missing you, my little jelly bean. Yeah, she has been working on her own things. Like she has a desk. You probably can't see it. It's back here. She has a desk back here. And so when she hangs out in here, she likes to work on her own things. Sometimes she will still be like, hey, can I help you? If she finds something that I'm doing particularly interesting. But she has not been offering her services as much as she was previously. Primal Bug Cricut Machine and all those cartridges. Girl, I still have, Primal original. Girl, I still have my original Cricut and all the cartridges because I don't even know what to do with it. Like, I would be happy to donate it somewhere, but I don't even know if anybody will take it because I'm obviously not using them. I have a Cricut Air 2, you know, so I'm certainly not using the original one. All right. Oh yeah, that is, I did use this. I did use this one first. Good eye, Denise. All right. I just painted my nails last night, y'all, so I'm definitely not scraping these up off my plate. Come with me over to the edge. Thank you so much. Oh, Stampin' Up! Had calendars. Okay, Mary. I did not know that. Spellbinders was my gateway. The local store would let me look at the catalog to see what was coming. It was so nice to get an idea and order it. I had to pick up day one. Oh, Brandon, that's so fun. I had to take a break. Your eyes are straining. Oh, from the colored pencil. I commend you for sticking with it. Colored pencil, I gotta be feeling some kind of way to do colored pencil. And I know that if I would spend the time doing it, I would get faster at it. But I can't make myself. And that's okay. You don't have to. I don't have to enjoy all the parts of crafting. I can just enjoy some of them. All right. So now I have some white ones to work with to color if I want. Now, didn't I just say I wasn't going to do this? And here I am. Yeah, I feel like any of the big box stores, Denise, like Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann's when it was not bankrupt. I don't feel like they carried anything that I used anymore. I feel like they carry pretty much their own brand and like Cricut stuff, and that's the extent of what I see there. All right. So now for the gold, let's do one of the solid candles and one of the stars. I have a friend, he is super poor and is in need of a Cricut. So Jennifer, just to be clear, you know that the original Cricut, you can't go online with it. It's only the cartridges. Hi, Sissy Sue Creations. That's super cute. Okay, so what do you want to be called? Do you go by Sissy? Do you go by Sue? Do you go by a combination of the both? All right, so I'm going to do those in gold. We might only be able to do my father-in-law's card today. And then you'll have to see the other version of the card on the whatever it is, the edit. Yeah, the original Cricut, like the OG, wasn't like people weren't getting online. Like you had to buy the card, which I have a ton. Brandon, you just sold yours. Where did you sell it? Who bought it? I don't think anybody would buy my Cricut. Not that I need them to. I would be happy to donate it. Like if there was like a library or a, you know what I mean, to something where people could benefit from this. What? There it is. Okay. I have a Xyron sticker maker too, girl. What am I even doing? Deborah Lavelle. Sissy Sue is my childhood nickname. Just call me Sissy, my friends do. Oh, I love that. Okay, sounds good. I will call you Sissy from here on out. And I like that we are friends and I can call you that. Oh, it was an Air too. Yeah, mine also is an, that's my upgrade. Brandon, that's my upgraded version, is an Air too. And I do use it for like making t-shirts and things like that. But I don't use it like I use my card making supplies. All right, I'm going to keep this one in the mix because I got to keep cutting out the flames. And then I'm going to put this bad boy back on here and move on to, what are you? This is the pearlescent white. You got it in 2019. Okay. I can't remember when I got mine. I think it was a birthday present from, there was some combination of like my mom and my husband, like one of them bought the Cricut and then the other one bought the accessories that went with it, like the vinyl and all the tools and the sticky mats and all that jazz. And truthfully, like people in my life that I love, like Amy, who's been like my longest friend my whole life, I think she has used my Cricut maybe more than I have. Because she'll be like, hey, can I use your Cricut for XYZ? And I'm like, of course you can. Like, girl, I would never tell you no. All right, so we're going to put this on here. This is the pearlescent white. And then I'm going to get the balloons here. Okay. Some paper crafting. Found paper 3D crafting flower art. Ooh, that sounds fun. I still have some of my Stampin' Up! Ink pads from the late 90s. I have never used a Stampin' Up! Ink pad, but I do know some people in the industry who are still ride or die, like Stampin' Up! Ink pads that are they love them and they still think that they were the best ink pads. Okay. I started with Silhouette, but it's not being used much these days. I did not do that. The Silhouette is pretty similar to a Cricut, correct? Like it does the same type of thing. Oh, are you going to give me a hard time? You are a little bit of a thicker cardstock. No, there we go. Okay. You just kind of got to be gentle with them and pop them out. I do have the, like, just so you know where I'm putting them. Yeah, it's a cutting machine. Okay. Thank you, Tanya. Oh, this is the stripedy bits. Maybe I'll stop cutting that one. Because I don't know. I need my poker. So how many of you guys have been around long enough to hear the story where Eric got stabbed by the die poker? I would say raise your hand, but we're not in class. But tell me in the comments if you were around long enough to hear that story. Hi, Susan. Okay. I forgot this one was in here, but that's okay. We'll still use it. I have a brother scanner because I cannot fussy cut for the life of me. I now love to make kids cards with it. Oh, that's fun. I did look at those for a really long time because I don't love this. I don't love this. I'm around long enough since I remember your first date, but I don't recall it. I've been around a long time and haven't heard this story. Okay, so I did tell this story. This was back before I was on the Hero Arts team. Libby Hickson, who I've been friends with for years. Libby Hickson was still the design team coordinator for Rebecca. See, I've told this story. She was the design team coordinator for Hero Arts, and she also did all of their teaching at the time. And yes, Diane, yes. And so Libby had a family member pass, and she was struggling to get her kits done for a class that she had upcoming. So she reached out to those of us who were friends with her and was like, hey, could anybody help me with this kitting? I will send you the stuff. You know, you would just have to do it. And I was like, of course, like whatever I can do to help you. And so she sent the stuff, and I was in my kitchen doing the kitting. And there's no way I'm going to continue to do this out of gold for the next card, just so we're clear about what's happening. So anyway, Eric very sweetly came home from work, and he was like, I'll help you. And I'm like, no, you don't have to help me. You didn't sign up for this. And he was like, no, I don't mind. And so we were die cutting and like going through doing the things. It was the wood paneled ovals that we were die cutting for her class. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And so he was going through and doing the die cutting, and I was doing the stamping. And then because you would have to do the stamp, and then you'd have to line up the die. And this was before brother scanning cuts were a thing. But anyway, so he dropped the poker tool. This one, in fact, this is the culprit. So he dropped the poker tool, and he didn't want to bend down to pick it up. So he slid his foot. You know how like you would slide your foot to the side like to scoot something over so that you could grab it. Well, he slid his foot to the side, and this thing right here got caught on a chair. So it stopped at the chair, and then he slid his foot over and then literally impaled himself on this, on his big toe. And I had to like, I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but I had to like yank. I mean, it was deep. I had to yank it out of there. And so the other day he was in the craft room. I have a chair back there. And he was in the craft room and we were talking about it because he was doing something, and he was like, give me the stabby tool. And I was like, okay. And he was like, he's like, is this the one that actually did stab me in the heel? And I was like, dude, you didn't get stabbed in the heel. And he was like, yeah, I did. And I was like, no, you didn't. You got stabbed in the toe. And so we argued about it back and forth. And I was like, why would you, like, if you were sliding your foot, okay, here's the poker. You're sliding your foot. Why would you be sliding your foot heel first? That doesn't make any sense. I'm like, it was your toe. And I also know because I pulled it out. So now I'm like, I got to go back and find the story so I can fact check myself. Because like, have I just lost my mind? Am I completely misremembering it? Or am I missing an opportunity to tell my husband that I was right? Because as a wife, you know how much joy this brings us. So yeah, I gotta see. I gotta check and see which one of us is right. But I'm pretty sure it's me. I'll tell you if I have to eat crow and it's not me. All right. So now I do need to trim down the black. Yeah, that was a long time ago. When was that? I don't know. Now I'm going to have to... I have a lot of crafty X-Acto knives because when I get packing my craft room after divorce, I got stabbed in the thigh with mine. I had to drive myself to urgent care. Oh my God, Brandon! That's terrible. I only have two. I have one from Cutterbee, and it's one that retracts. That is pretty much the only one I use. I also have the one from Tim Holtz, but I don't really use it that much. That one also does retract, but you have to like change the blade on it, and I'm scared. I'm too scared to change the blade on it. I'm not going to pretend like I'm somebody I'm not. I'm afraid of it. All right. I am going to do some black strings here, I think, just to see if I like that better. Some people just don't need sharp tools. I'm one of them. Yeah, for sure. I don't... That's terrible. Can you tell me, though, how that happened, Brandon? I mean, I know you'll have to type it, but how did it come to be that you got yourself in the thigh? My daughter wasn't old enough to drive. I wasn't paying ambulance prices. And I didn't want my kids to apply pressure. So I tied it up and drove myself. As a former 911 dispatcher, I concur on the ambulance prices. We had to, when Caitlin had RSV, when she had RSV, she had to go by ambulance, and it was like $900. And we have insurance, so, I mean, it was mostly covered, but we still had to pay some of it. It was outrageous. But pretty much everything about healthcare in the United States is outrageous, if you ask me. All right. This is the matte. I really like this one. This is very fun. And then we only have the silver left. Was being a dummy and opened the box. I just taped and then I caught something and I jerked it, bam, right into the thigh. Oof. Yeah, that's very ouchy. You're lucky you didn't hit anything pertinent. Glad my mom had great insurance. I called the ambulance multiple times for the 14 years and never paid a dime. Yeah, so with my mom, Denise, the same thing. Like she had to go, I think, 3 different times by ambulance. And during the time that she was sick. And I don't believe my parents ever paid anything for it. I was an Explorer Scout EMT for years. I felt confident, although I should have left it in my thigh. Yeah, you should. Don't pull it out. Rule of thumb, leave it in. Now, that's very, very challenging because your brain is like, get it out. But no, really, for the sake of pressure, leave it in. Wow, Dawn. Outrageous. Yeah, my mother-in-law is diabetic, Jennifer, so I do understand that. Okay. All right, I think this is the last one. No, oh no, the one that we colored. Y'all, what am I even doing with my life? Okay. I'm going to put this over here. So I think I had probably told you guys this before. The Glassboard Studio has magnetic ink pad holders that you can put on your glassboard and it'll hold them in place. Hi, Pam. And so I did get a couple. I don't really use them for holding ink pads, but I do use them for holding my dies while I'm in the middle of a project. And honestly, like, best investment. Because then I don't have to like be cleaning up right as I'm doing things in order to make sure I don't lose them. I just put them over there in their little holder until I get back to them and can put them where they need to go. It's so handy. I have family in Canada hockey and none have ever been refused. I think I missed a conversation about Canada hockey. Oh, you're talking to Denise. That was a long walk for me. Canada hockey. Got it now. It's all right. It did take me a minute. Okay. And now we have our blue one, which I do want to do I want to do the candles and the balloons out of if I can fit them on there. Okay, so this does not need to be. I'm going to set that over there. And I'm going to have to rearrange my balloons on how they're sitting here, but that's okay because I still think we can make it work. We'll just scoot them in a little closer. This way. Okay, there we go. I think we're good. All the pieces parts are on all the blue. Jennifer, that's the best summary of our conversation so far. Heartfelt creations, crickets, stabbings. We're really covering all the bases today. But that's okay. I love a good chit chat. All right. I think I'm going to run this through again because they don't feel like they are like ready to pop out. So I'm just gonna, just to be cautious. I've watched people post how they were refused cancer treatment, but they offered them maids. What is maids? No, that's what maids is. I do love it here as well, Jennifer. I do love it. I am all for any place where we can have any sort of open conversation and kind of nothing's off limits. And I really enjoy that. I've had enough medical procedures in the last 2 months. Last for a while. In June, I had my gallbladder removed, and on Monday, I had a large kidney stone removed. So, oof, Mary, you have been busy, girl, and not in a good way. My mom did have to have her gallbladder removed. And this was like back in the day before they did it. I can't say, everybody has words they can't say, right? Well, the procedure where they go in and do your gallbladder without cutting you open, where they just said, well, I lost that stripe. It's gone now. Where they do it and they don't have to cut you open. It's my dog, Della. And you know what I'm saying? I can't say the word. I'm going to try to say it. You all are going to laugh. Laparoscopically. No, none of those words are, none of the ways that I said it is correct. But laparoscopically, I can hear it in my head the way that it is supposed to be said, but it does not come out of my mouth that way. It does not come out of my mouth that way. But anyway, yep, Denise, you got it. That is the word that I am trying to say that I'm absolutely butchering. But anyways, my mom had to have her gallbladder out before they did it that way. And so she had a huge scar across her abdomen. But like my best friend just had hers out in February. Close but no cigar, right, Susan? So she had hers out. Okay, Della, laparoscopically. No, girl, that ain't helping me. I think that was worse. I think that might have been worse. Oh, that was funny. Sorry. Okay. So anyway, I butcher the language every day. Yeah, I also do. My sister and I were talking about this last night. Like how some words are just hard to say. All right, let's get a layout here and see what we got going on. Because we got a lot of pieces parts. But anyway, my best friend had hers out in February or March, and she recovered really well, like pretty quickly. It hasn't, obviously, you have to stay away from anything that's like fat or greasy, or rue the consequences. But MAID is a terrible program. I have to look up this MAID program. I don't really know a lot about it. I got the gist of it from what Denise was saying. But yeah, that sounds not good. Okay. So you guys know I like to sort all my bits. See what I got going on. These are just, oh, these are the pearlescent ones. Okay. Those are pretty. Hold on 1 second. I have to tell my child, can you? Okay. My dogs, okay. Brandon's got another one. Laparoscopy. Laparoscopy? Did I say it? Laparoscopy? Scopy? One of those? That was an effort for us. The silver one looks like actual dies on my screen. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, because they are pretty. Okay, so there's the regular black. Okay. This is regular white. These are all the little curly Q guys. This is regular white. So I'm having issues with, when am I not having issues with Molly? Honestly, we're having issues with Molly. She's my, if you're new here, she's my old lady. She's 15 years old. And she has renal disease. And so that means she has to have a special diet. The regular special diet food that they gave her diarrhea. So now I make her food, but because she can't process a lot of protein, we've had to kind of mess around with the recipe. The other thing that this is up here, this one. The other thing that she can't process is fat, apparently. I did not tell. This is a story for a whole video, but anyway, dealing with insurance since my husband passed. Oh, Pauline, I hope you're doing okay. I do think about you often. Every time you're so on the money, like you always are in there, so supportive with the comments, and I'm always thinking of you, and I hope you're doing well. That's old for a large dog. It's ancient for a large dog, and I cannot believe she's still kicking it. But because of her renal disease, we've had to mess around with her diet quite a bit. And she also has absolutely no sphincter control at all. And it's harder to hold back a liquid than it is a solid. So when she has diarrhea, we're in it. And there's a whole story behind how we found out she can't process fats. I'll save that for a video because it's kind of a long one. But anyway, we've been messing around with her diet to try, because she's just losing so much weight. She has no fat left on her. And so working with the vet and coming up with different diets and things like that, it has in fact been quite a struggle. But I'm picking different ones, by the way, just to let you know what I'm doing here. So it has been very trying to figure out what will work for her. and also like not just have poop all over my house all the time. So Nathan sent me a message to let me know that he was cleaning up poop in the kitchen. That's why the dog is outside, and that is why you hear the barking. So he wanted to let me know. But we have like mats, like waterproof mats that go on the floor. So sometimes we take those out to the deck so that she has somewhere to lay, and then sometimes that stops the barking. So that is what I was telling him. Okay, so then we have the little balloons. Maybe I should do them up and treat them like one. My 15-year-old dog had that issue too before she went down. I cleaned up every day. When she couldn't walk, that's when the vet said it was time. It killed me. I left her. Yeah. So the problem is, like if Molly had no quality of life, like then I would absolutely do what needed to be done, even though it would break my heart. But the problem is that's the only issue that she has. So she still runs around, she still rolls on the grass, she still plays with toys, she's still very social. She still, when people come over, like she still gets up to go get pets. Like she is still very much has a quality of life. So it does make it a little bit more challenging because I'm not just going to put her down because she can't hold it. Not if I was unable to clean up after her, like that would be a completely different situation, but I am able. So my I'm gonna cry. Not because of Molly, but because I can hear my son, who is 13 years old, by the way, cleaning the carpet downstairs, like with the literal carpet cleaner to clean up after her, which he does not have to do, but is incredibly thoughtful of him to do that. Anyway, I'm just having a moment. We're just moving right along. So anywho, I don't like that little curly Q there, but so Cynthia, they do have dog diapers, and that's part of the story that I have to tell is her little dog diapers. We did use them. We're no longer using them anymore. So anyway, the carpet spot cleaners are wonderful. Yeah, and we do have one, and it is very, very helpful in cleaning up after her. So right now, I don't like okay, I'm just going to ditch this because I don't like this one. Maybe I'll just do the two straight ones. Maybe I'm trying to make it overcomplicated. Okay. One this way, one this way. And then if I want to add a little pizzazz, he is a really good kid. Okay. No, it's just going to be those two, I think. Get out of here. I don't want to drag my nail polish on the white cardstock. There we go. Okay. So, and then we'll just keep on keeping on. Repeating. We're back to the silver, I think. I want these to be up maybe a little bit higher than the candles. Swoop. Okay. Go this way. And then what do we do next? Black? Oh, see, that's so sweet, Cynthia. So then we had silver, and then we had black. Your mini schnauzer's 15 in a couple of months and still going strong. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I was shocked. I mean, I started crying every birthday when Molly was like 12 because I was like, that, you know what I mean? It's going to be any day now. But it turns out that was not the case. The Lord had different plans. Oh, Jennifer, that's so fun. That was such a beautiful card by Dawn. Yeah, Pauline, I do obviously, you know, that we lost my mom last year, so my dad is living your life right now, and I feel for you. It is. I know it's very difficult for him to be without her after all the years they were married. Okay. So now let's see. I don't love this. This feels a little boring. Um, Let me see how it feels once I add the little flames in here. See if that makes it better. Chased her around the house with a paper towel once. Yeah, dogs always like, if you don't want to have to like ever have to clean up poop or pee or vomit or whatever, like you don't get a dog or don't get an animal, I guess, because you never can tell what your situation is going to be. That does make it better. Okay, let me pull this down a little because I do want to. Oh my gosh, did I not cut enough? Do I have to cut another one? Very rude. Very rude. I'm one short. All right. See, and this is why we didn't. Okay. Cats do it too. Yeah. I mean, it's really just anything that you have to take care of. All right. So I do think I'm going to do a. Remember we talked about those little snow things, the little snow. I'm going to cut these two. And I'm going to do them out of. I'm going to do them out of different color solid cardstocks. We did a 2-week camp called Poop Camp at Children's Hospital when she was 9. Hey, if it helps. All right. So I am, you can see me over here in the corner, taping them down. Because I'm not entirely sure how we're going to arrange them yet. I'm going to go this way with this one. That's really hard, Denise. My sister has a alarm. I think we've talked about this, where my family does Sunday dinners together. We don't do them as consistently as we once did, but we still try to. And my sister has an alarm on Sunday that goes off at 7:05 for my mom's medication, and she refuses to delete it. So whenever we are together for Sunday dinner, it's like at 7:05, everybody gets a little reminder of Mom. Okay. So since we have this whole area here, I'm just going to cut them on the floor. Oh, thank you, Pauline. I'm glad that it's helpful. Okay. I am going to cut an extra one just in case. All right. You know what? Instead of doing that, maybe I'll just move them down. Let me move them down so that the pieces are a little bit bigger and I have more to work with, and then I won't have to cut them twice. I can cut them like that, and that'll be good. Okay. Oh. And then the white one. Oh. Okay. All right. Now. All right, so we have this little guy here, which pulls together all of our, and so here's what I did. Originally, this was my game plan. So I cut one, let me move this. So I cut one side of it, and then I went back in and cut another so that they were a wave kind of on both sides. But then I was like, I don't have to take the time to do all of that. I can just cut it on one side and then stack them. So that is what I did. I do have to trim the white one though, because I had to cut it long ways. So Pauline, one of the things that I find is super helpful, because obviously my kids are young, as I'm sure your grandchildren are, is videos. So like with Caitlin, especially in the beginning, we did like a Nana video a day. which is hard for me to watch, but like eventually those videos will become her memories of my mom. So if you have videos, share them with your grandkids. All right, so now I'm going to scoot this because I don't mind the layout. I like the layout. These are from Pretty Pink Potch, Catherine. Oh, Denise answered you. Thank you so much. Oh, and Wendy. Everyone's so helpful. All right, so I'm going to scoot these off because I feel like it's a little boring. Did I honestly just fling one of my precious gold flames? All right, so now let's see what we can do here to make this just like a little bit more interesting. So if I do blue, I might have to do it straight across, we'll see. And then do black, and then do white, and then do the lighter blue. Okay, let me flip that around because I don't love that. This needs to come up. And then if we needed something else, we could always, oh, is that not long enough? Oh, it's not. It's too short. Well, I must have not been paying attention when I cut that one. Where's your press and seal? Denise, you know that me and the press and seal we struggle. That we do be on the struggle bus. All right, so let me flip-flop the dark and the light blue because I don't like the way that is sitting. So let me go this way with the light blue. And then the black down. I need the black to cover up that seam. Okay. And then the white. And then tweezers. Let me pull this up. Okay. Don't be annoying. Okay. I do like that better than the way that the light blue was looking. And then the black goes like this. All right, so we have like a little kind of fun pattern in the background. It might be too much. We'll have to see. And then go back to our candles. And then what did we do? We did a black. Bye, Brandon. And then I did the blue one. think that might be a little bit too busy. So we tried that, and I already don't really love it. So what if we do just the black and white? What if we do that? This is just like the top piece they cut off. Let me see if I can use that. Okay, come back over here. And then what do? We did a white. And then we did, hi Lori. And then we did the balloons. Back down here. Okay, that was rude. All right. So then we have that one. And this one was kind of like tucked in. And then we repeated. Black. Hi. Yes. All right, so this one technically should be this blue, but I am going to throw another little sparkle candle in here, I think. All right, I still don't love this. So I'm going to, what if we throw another silver one in there? Get rid of that, and let's try just doing like a half, like a Empire waist situation. What do I need? About 1.5 inches. An 1.5 inches-ish. Okay. So let's put this at the bottom so that we just have one solid color. So it's broken up, but we have somewhere for the eye to rest. I do need a sip of coffee. And then This may be better. We will for sure be, nope, it was black next, wasn't it? We will for sure be seeing the final version and its variation in the edited replay. And then the white. Do that one like a little bit more dramatically to the side. And then what do we decide? Another silver. We'll put this one up a little. Then our balloons. I already am liking this better. It's just like giving it a little landing space, which I do like. And then okay, there's our balloons. Then we're silver. I think we're black. Right? Yeah, because we swapped this out for a silver. That one was a dark blue. So now we're black. And then we'll do blue. Plus it gives us that 3. You know, we kind of have 3 of each going on. And then the silver. I think I need the extra one I cut. Okay. I do like this better. I do like this. Can we also, oh, it looks like the top of the cake. Cynthia, that's fun. Can we also talk about how with these colors, this is giving very much Hanukkah vibes, which is great. I have all these, well, I'll definitely be making another card because I kind of have all these leftover pieces. But we can also, so I have the 3 silver, I have the blue. We could do the stripy bits if we wanted to onto the candle as a way to decorate them up. Like that would be another way to like add some color or add some interest in there. Same thing with like the polka dots. You could color those. But did I cut the stripe? I don't think I did. I think I'm going to take the stripe off and just let it be white. Okay. Bye, Mary. Thanks for stopping in. I hope you enjoyed your first one. Okay. So I'm going to glue what we have. I really like this glitter paper. So since I haven't glued the bottom part of it, I'm just gluing the bottom part of the candle to the blue cardstock. And then I can glue this down. But that way nothing runs off. Della, I agree. It does tie the blue bottom in, but I don't like the way it looks. I do like the stripe, and so actually I'm thinking of maybe cutting the stripe out of the gold, so it would be like a white and gold striped candle. Because I do like the stripe on there. It adds a little bit more interest, but I don't like how much it blends into the background piece. And also I will be adding the happy birthday. And so I think I will do the shadow in like vellum, and I'll do the happy birthday in that same blue, that cosmic sky, to tie that in. But yeah, if you need a Hanukkah card this holiday season, maybe make up this one. Because it is definitely giving Hanukkah vibes. All right, so these ones I'm just going to set over here. Because I'm hand delivering mine, so I could, if I wanted to, pop this up. I don't think I will, but that would be an option. Oh, hi. I'm glad that you could make it. All right, and then this one will be like this. And then I didn't glue these. Okay. You could do a Star of David stamp on the blue balloon. Yeah, there you go, Denise. Now you're thinking. Okay. All right. So now I am going to, because you know me, I can't leave well enough alone. I am who I am. All right. So I'm going to take a black marker. I'm going to go right down the left-hand side of the black mat. And maybe around the bottom. Okay. For the white one, I'm going to do a C1. Nope, too light. C3. If I was a C3. Let's try this one. That'll do. Okay. Down the side, along the bottom. My blue one, I'm going to do a B26. And for my silver, I'm going to do a Well, whatever I can find, obviously. C5, probably not going to be dark enough. Do I have a 7? Yep. Okay. C7. Kind of just down one side and around the other. Just to give them a little bit of dimension. If you feel like it's a little bit too much, like you can always go back in with a lighter color and hit that edge and it'll blend it out. Even though we're working on specialty cardstock, it will still work. So that just gives them a little bit more something. And then underneath here, I need that 24 to blend it out. There it is. Okay. So I'm going to go in. This is the 28 that we used. Remember, that's what we dyed our cardstock with. Bye, Susan. So I'm just going to put this right underneath our little candles here so they're not floating in midair. And then I'm going to blend that out with a 24. Okay, right now it looks dark, but it will dry back. And then I can go ahead and glue this down. Okay. Make sure that's all lined up. I do think the shading does add a difference. Even though it's like such a quick thing to do, I really do think that it adds quite a bit. Okay, speaking of, I am going to do just kind of up from the bottom and then just around one side here to add some shading to my balloon. And then for the gold, I don't really have a lot of good options for the gold. Let me try, is this one even still? Let me try this one, this Y28. Oh my gosh. Can you see what just happened here? It took the finish right off. Oh, that is a technique for another time, my people. That is a technique for another time. Okay, so we won't be adding any shading to the star. Oh yeah, we will. We shall revisit that. Okay, so let's get these added. And this one is going to go up here. Scooch it down a little. And then we'll add this one. And that one will go over here. There we go. We'll scooch it out a little bit more. All right. So then from there, what did I do with, there it is. Like, what did I do with the happy birthday? So I'm gonna actually scoop these up. I feel like this is a really like simple card that is still a lot of fun. You know, that you can customize to be kind of more than what it is. For any birthday or theme. Oh, thank you, Sandra. So, well, can I fit them both on here? I wonder. Or do I need to? I might need to just go with the with no shadow and just the word, because I might not be able to fit them. Let me see. All right, so there's the birthday. And then I still think I'll have to stack them, but I don't think it will be. Like this Y is what's killing me. I might have to. All right, so I vote we go blue here and white here, because I do think it will make a difference in the legibility. Okay, let me tape. I finally did get my scissors back from my sister. It's such a silly thing. But like when you're used to having good scissors and then like all you're left with is just like the chipped ones, it's it's a challenge. All right, let me run these through our little Scout. Oh, I'm losing tapes. All right. Okay. I'll be interested to see if the card that you see in the final in the final video is the card that you see here now. Because I think this one might, I was like going for simple, but sometimes simple can be harder than we give it credit for. So I'm thinking I might need some time to revisit this and come back. So we'll see how it goes. Let me, oh, the B is separate. That is helpful to know. All right, I need the I, the dot of the I. Where did you go, dot of the I? Okay. All right. So I think oh, there it is. Don't lose that, Kelly. So I think that was the right call on the bottom because we want the birthday to be legible. Yeah, Dawn, they're so good, aren't they? They were like kind of one of those things that like you don't know you need them until you have them and you're like, how was I ever crafting without them? They're so good. All right. Poking these out. Okay. And then we'll have the happy up here. Oop, I might have made a boo-boo with the happy. We'll have to, because it doesn't look like it's that legible. But is the birthday any more legible? No, see, the white's not any better. So I might need something in the shadow. All right. Well, we're going to leave it like this for now until I come up with a alternative. I think this one might take me a little bit of time to think on it. And unfortunately, I'm out of time. Are you done traveling for this year? I'm not entirely sure, honestly. So, okay, let me bring you back. Over here. Oh, yeah. Okay, here I am. Ooh. Can you put a white shadow behind the heavy? Yeah, so the shadows always make me apprehensive because I don't wanna not be able to see the candles. So I do think I'm gonna have to, like, think this one out, um, to see how I can bring it together, um, but I'm out of time because I have to go get my jelly bean. I have to go pick up my jelly bean. But so I will say if you thank you guys so much for spending your time with me. I always appreciate you. I know that you have lots of things to do with your time and there's lots of crafters that you could be watching. And I'm always heartfelt appreciation for the fact that you choose to spend your time with me. Yeah, vellum was my original go like that's what I was originally thinking, but it kind of made it really wide. So we'll have to see. I'm gonna come back to it. Um, but anyway, if you're jonesing for some more Kelly, I will have a video up later today where we make our own handmade gift card set, like a gift you can give, like a hostess gift. So that will be up in just a probably like an hour or two. Um, and I'm gonna rework this and then I will edit it down and we'll have another variation of whatever card I come up with. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate you. I hope that you have a good rest of your Thursday and I got so many videos coming up. So just if you're not sick of me, they'll be there for you to watch. All right, guys. Thank you so much.